Location settled. Hello, my Elia's Rich Remedies business page. We're going to get Instagram started here. It is quite a juggling act. All right. We are live. What is up, my friends? Wow, the lighting really sucks. I need to reevaluate this whole lighting situation. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you guys about what the hell sustainability is, why it matters, and how we get there. So growing up, I would always hear the word sustainability kind of thrown around, and I never really quite fully understood it until actually this past semester when I took this intro to environmental science class. I think that was the title of the class. Anyways, my teacher, Lauren, is absolutely amazing. She probably made the biggest impact on me in all of my schooling. So I'm super excited to share with you guys. I'm going to be reading pieces of this essay that I wrote all about sustainability. It's titled Sustainability, Our Only Choice, right? So, okay, so I'm just going to kind of go through this kind of first paragraph, and then I'm going to go through different examples of sustainability and what we can actually do about it. So hopefully we'll keep this video under 10 minutes. This will just be a really brief introduction. Okay, so by the time you finish hearing this sentence, about 20 babies will have been born in the world. The question is, do we have enough resources on the planet to support this tremendous population growth? Are we thinking about our kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids' future? Is this even important? Are we thinking, let's see, this brings us to the topic of sustainability. Sustainability means having a mutually beneficial and symbiotic relationship between the environment and human society and economy in a way that supports future generations. Okay, I'm going to pause there. It's kind of a big sentence, but basically sustainability has three important pillars: society, economy, and environment. So all of those, we need to address things in each one of those categories and bring them together to bridge the gap and really support a sustainable world. Okay, here we go. So for example, according to Heart-M, these are all cited sources, you guys. This was a research paper that I wrote. A sustainable society would be one in which people are taking in resources slower than the environment can produce them, therefore not depleting any. Sadly, this is the opposite of what we are currently doing. We use around 112 Empire State Buildings worth of resources daily, you guys, and this is written in 2010. This was a huge, this is called State of the World. If you guys Google it, it's like a huge research project that this guy did. This is in 2010, okay? I'm sure it's way worse now. 112 Empire State Buildings worth of resources daily. That's insane. And 60 billion tons of a year in order to keep up with our never-ending need for fossil fuels, trees, agriculture, metals, minerals, and more. A sustainable society would also produce waste in a way that the environment could handle and process correctly. This is not the case today. Humans are the only life on the planet that produce waste that nature cannot digest. Crazy, right? So every year we produce over 100 million tons of hazardous waste, which nature has no way of dealing with. Crazy. So the relationship between environment and our society is critical. However, there's more to consider when talking about sustainability. So this is kind of going into the economic pillar of sustainability. So Van Jones, who founded the Green for All group, stresses other key pieces: equitability and the economy. A true sign of a sustainable society is having sustainable options be accessible to people of all income levels. A great way to provide them with economic stability is to not only have these solutions be for the poorest people, but have them made by the poorest people. This is not currently the case. For example, solar panels are great alternatives, great for energy, but only a select few of the rich can afford them. However, if we have the poor people make solar panels, we could put money in their pockets and make the panels more affordable, all while reducing our carbon footprint. So this really shows how connecting the environment, society, and economy is going to be crucial when attempting sustainability. So That might be a lot of information, but I hope you guys kind of get the picture here. It's all to support our future generations. And I posted a couple of videos last week on Facebook and Instagram about more about the sustainability, but I'm going to retouch on this because it's really important. So the IPCC, which is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, had this huge report, and they published it, I think, last November or October, and it basically called out a severe warning that we have 12 years to basically get our shit together before shit gets really bad, before we reach the tipping point of global warming. It's crazy, guys. We are in such a state of emergency, and we really need to treat it as such. So what can we do? Why are we talking about this, right? Is there no end in sight? No, we can do things. So it's really going to take a transformation of society. It really starts on an individual level, and that kind of ripples out. So some different ideas. Permaculture. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's kind of a complicated term. I've heard it kind of be described as a revolution disguised as a gardening technique. It's more than just gardening. So I'm going to read this definition here. So permaculture is a creative design process based on whole systems thinking, informed by ethics and design principles that, period. Okay. So it basically helps us mimic patterns and relationships that we can find in nature. And these patterns, we can apply them to different aspects of human habitation, from agriculture to ecological building, appropriate technology to education, and even economics. So it really lines up perfectly with sustainability. So this type of living is going to be key for our survival, period. This is our survival that we're talking about. If we don't make changes in the next 12 years, we are facing our next world war, 100%. Famine, droughts, flooding, like this is really bad, you guys. So we can all adopt a more permaculture style life. So what does that mean? So number one, probably the easiest thing that we can do is adopt a more plant-based diet. That is the number one thing that's going to affect. We can take shorter showers. We can say no to straws all day long. But if we are still eating meat and dairy 7 days a week, that's the big hitter right there. The Guardian, which is a news source, a really reliable news source, put out this article, I forget when it was published, but it was saying that that's the number one thing that we can do. It said it was the most comprehensive report on this that they've had. So go look it up if you don't believe me. It's all kinds of infographics about what eating meat and dairy does. Now, I'm not completely off of dairy. I'm definitely on my way. Anyways, it's a process. But if you need some inspiration, if you have no idea where to start, go follow people who are vegans on social media, and you're going to start being introduced to this whole world and get some really great ideas and support from most of the people. Of course, there's some idiots that are vegans, just like there's idiots that are meat eaters, right? Anyways, I digress. Another big thing that we can do, buy less shit. Consumerism is, like I mentioned before, we use 112 Empire State Buildings worth of resources daily. So buy less stuff. Do you really need it? Can you use something in your house? Can you buy it used? Stop buying new clothes. I've really transitioned from buying clothes at like Ross and Marshalls, which is terrible, to only shopping at used stores. It's the most I can. So, and we can also, kind of like I mentioned before, avoid and refuse single-use items, plastic, paper, buy in bulk, bring your own stuff. I'm one of the weirdos, but I guess one of the smart weirdos that keeps Tupperware in the back of her car and water bottle and a utensil. And I don't keep a straw because I don't use straws really. And Anyways, I keep those in the back of my car because if I do takeout, I like to have them in there. Or if I like to, yeah, takeout's kind of the biggest example of that. Or bring your own mug with you when you go to a coffee shop. That's a big one. If you guys drink coffee every day, that really adds up, right? And the last but not least thing that I'm going to talk about today is voting for political peeps who support the green revolution, not Trump. Catch my drift? Okay. All right, that's what I have for you today. I don't want to bore you for too long, but if you have questions about this, let me know. Of course, I'm still learning about it as well. This is a huge topic, right? It can be pretty overwhelming. But again, to summarize what we can do on a daily basis, plant-based diet, number one. It's huge. It is huge. Go watch some documentaries on Netflix. Okay, Cowspiracy, What the Health. There's some other ones that are good. Buy less shit. That's a big one too. Avoid and refuse single-use items. Bring your own, buy bulk. And vote accordingly. Okay, those are the 4 tips that I have for you. So I'm going to be kind of expanding on this topic as time goes on. But again, if you need support with this, if you have any questions or ideas for me, please reach out. And it is all about coming together to make big changes. All right, peace out, mofos. I will catch you on the flip side. All right, Facebook. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to do this all in one swoop.